How's everyone doing today? Today is April 14th. It's a beautiful Wednesday for us. It's such gorgeous weather outside. I hope you're doing well. If you're new here, my name is Evan, also known as John Stonkton or Chef Boyar Swing. Not really, those are just funny ass names, so I have to use them. If you're new here, I hope you're doing very well. My name is Evan. As I said, this is Fifth Third Trading. It's the YouTube channel. What we're going to do is go over the technical analysis and again, a little bit of fundamental analysis together and why I think these are some good trades. We have about 8 today, and maybe 7. I took one off. 7 great trades today to look at. I think you're really going to enjoy what we're going to look at. I'm going to show you supports, resistances, trend lines, patterns, volume profile, EMA lines, of course, RSI, stochastic, and vortex. All those things come together to show you where the good deals are. If today has taught you anything, if any of you guys are really involved in the markets right now, Mara, Riot, Plug, CCIV, Coin Now, whatever it is, I bet you had a pretty bad day. And the whole goal is this: if you're not diversifying, if you're not doing your own due diligence, if you're not actually going out to find trades that work, what are you doing? Right? If your whole entire DD is, well, this guy with 100,000 YouTube subs said PLTR is going to be good, I'm going to buy it. That's not true, especially if you're not looking at the full scope of things like we do. I think PLTR moving forward, fantastic investment. I think today, nah, not really. I'd definitely give it some time. With that being said, if you enjoy this kind of content, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. That means a lot to me. I'm almost to 5,000. That'd be a great milestone to make. If you really enjoy this kind of content, I offer 7-day free trials to my Discord. It's really a great place to be. If you want to check it out, let me know. I do morning briefings. I do all the ticker updates on 5 days worth of tickers of what they're looking like throughout the day. Macro index movements I talk about. The whole community is there with a great admin team. We also do a nightly newsletter on these exact tickers we're going to look at. I go through them with my group of people and I give them a whole newsletter on it. Again, that sounds interesting. 25 bucks a month, fantastic. If not, it's totally okay. I want to keep this a bit shorter of a video. I got to get my little kitty to the vet today. He just has to get his shotty shots. He's a good boy. With that being said, let's get into it. So we have 7 tickers today. The first one's going to be AB, but real quick, I want to show you this. This is our call list from the last week or so. Even on a bad day. We look pretty good. So that's pretty lit right there. But let's focus on what's happening right now. First is AB. I'm going to do the lines with you. So you're probably like, why is the chart black and I'm scared, I can't see anything, there's no lines? Well, I'm going to do them with you. So let's start with our supports as always. I think the first main support's fairly obvious. Right about here. This is definitely one, but this is definitely right here developing into one as well. Then I want to go off with this one for this kind of play. Our first resistance will be probably around here. That's fairly obvious as well. All my resistance lines will be orange moving forward, just so you know. Orange lines are going to be resistances. Is that red? Am I colorblind? Am I going crazy? I am. Orange. Next is our trend line. I think it's smart to come down to the bottom left. Always scroll over and try and get as much action as possible to hit. Ooh, right there. Chef Boyar Swing is cooking. We can see clearly this is a great trend line. I make mine channels, so I have options. Options are what I want to do. This is definitely a good area. You can also argue if you want to come up a little bit higher, up to here, you can see that this is also a great area to be. But I think for me, I'm more conservative on my setups. This looks fantastic. Turn our volume profile on. This is going to show us where most of the volume happens. This is a capital B, for sure. B. Those are very bullish, usually. This is where 70% of the volume happens. We're above that. Good sign. If this line right here where I'm drawing is usually going to act as a very strong support area moving forward, and it's not really here nor there. If you're above it, it's very dependent on the situation. But seeing as we're above it with a B, I like that a lot. Plenty of room to run up as well. You can see there's plenty of volume up here compared to even down here or over here. Our POC is in the middle. This is very gravitational. This is going to pull the price to it, but it's like a planet. The farther away from planet you get, what happens? You die. No, but it's a weaker sense of gravitational force. So the farther we are away from the POC, the weaker it's going to be. We're pretty far away, so I'm not overly concerned with that. But if we get close to it, I expect some consolidation near that line. There, that looks really good. Looking beautiful. And we have our volume here. Now, what I like to do when I'm doing this show is I go to settings, equities, and turn it off. Boom. So I have to do because it gets in the way sometimes. And so they get rid of that. Now, you got to determine here our resistance trend line. There's an issue where a lot of folks are going to put a lot of resistance trend lines or get confused. I think, again, the rule of hitting 3 times is always the best rule of thumb. And so with that being said, you can see you have a resistance trend line right here. It hits perfectly. See that? Once, twice, 3 times. So I'm going to make sure this is really nice and even. And if it doesn't match up, it doesn't match up. I'm pretty sure it does. Yep, this is definitely making a triangle for us. It's a fantastic setup. Looking beautiful. Once, twice, 3 times. But there's also macro trend lines for resistances that need to be brought in consideration. Is this a channel? Well, looks like one to me. Looks like it's doing pretty well here. So come here. Come on over. We can see that this is definitely hitting around 3 times. That's also going to be our macro move. So I like to do minor and macro kind of movements for trend lines sometimes, but we can see this is obviously lower highs but higher lows, making a triangle. Last thing I like to do with these charts is put the ticker on it because I'm stupid and I'll forget it, but also I screenshot these for my boys and they get Discord and stuff. So, oh geez. So this is what we're looking at. Beautiful, right? So this is a great channel up. It's also a great triangle forming. It's really low risk. What's the worst case, right? Right here, it breaks everything. You lost 2-3%, and you could definitely buy back in around 38.95. You could even buy back in, you know, lower if it keeps dropping. But if your worst case is 3% and Mara dropped 15% today, and you folks think that's bad, damn, that sucks. So this is a great channel right here, doing what you want it to do. Again, I want everyone to be green, but I mean, use a stop loss. What are you doing? So this is a fantastic channel up here. I think it's gorgeous. I like it a lot. Let's check the indicators. What's super cool about this channel, besides me, is that I also do not look at the indicators. I have no idea what the RSI is doing. No idea what the EMA lines are doing, stock or vortex. No, there's some I know very well. Like you would ask me PSNL or STIRF like 6 months ago, I could tell you the price the day it is. I can tell you everything, right? These I don't. So all the EMA lines, vortex, RSI, stochastic, you're gonna see with me for the first time and break down with you. It's gonna be really cool, I think. Off the rip, the 50 EMA line is looking extremely important here. If this holds here, it's a great sign of strength. If it breaks, then you have options. You never buy a ticker based solely off of convergence, and convergence is what I talk about a bunch. Look at my old videos for sure. You buy off of value or a crossover. Now, if convergence is here, that adds a lot. So if this does break below the 50 MA line, you can wait for a 50 MA crossover just fine, but you could also wait for a better value. Both work in your favor. So right here, we can see it's holding. That does hold, great sign. If not, probably get close to the 200 MA line. You know, it gets down in, you know, the 39, you know, 39 bucks here, a little bit lower. That's where you want to buy off of value. We can also see the RSI is fair. It's not great. It does reverse a lot here though, so there may be some consolidation going on here. That's a good sign too. Stock is curling south. That continues down. Don't buy it. Why would you buy a stock that's dipping this hard, right? You gotta have some form of life. And then Vortex looks great. You know, bulls are low, bears are high. If this can become even a larger divergence between the two, that'll be fantastic moving forward. The good sign too is I don't see any really bearish or bullish divergences here. I guess you could argue that this was one right here. That's why it dipped down. But AB looks fantastic, looking good, low risk, high reward kind of play. The kind of bread and butter that really gets us going, gets us all nice and moist and crispy. This looks tasty. EVR is next, a very interesting ticker because this is a nice looking trend line. Now, it's not as easy to determine where you should buy into. That's why I use channels for my trend lines, and some folks don't know why. But if you were to make this kind of channel, you can see plenty more opportunities popping in here. It's almost like making your own standard deviation kind of lines. It's definitely wedging out, even if you come over here and do this move. It wedged out. See how it did, you know, it came up. This did not reach, so now we're waiting for a new pattern. And once again, we have a possible triangle forming. So make sure you see that coming. Lower highs, but higher lows. Triangles lead to big moves. If this holds, I charted this morning. If this resistance holds, make this a support, move this all up. If this does dip down to maybe like 130 and some change, you can buy there. So EVR, it's in the air. Is it going to go higher and stick here? Is it going to drop? I don't know. It's only 335. Tomorrow could be a whole different story. But if this resistance here at 135.50 holds, it makes a whole new ball game for us because this is a nice support. If we can break higher highs and keep going, you know, at 18%, 19% move does make some sense. Let's check the indicators. Once again, the 50 EMA, it crossed above it, looking great. So if this does hold, you can use the 50 EMA area. Keyword's going to be area. Do not put the stop loss right in the 50 EMA line. We can see. It goes back and forth on it. You don't want to be real tight here, you know, and then you lose it, right? You don't put the stop loss at 129. All right, what's the worst case here? Oh, 5%. Okay, a little high here. If that's the case, zoom in. All right, put the stop loss maybe at like, you know, 132 and call it a day, right? Zoom in, get some, higher highs, higher lows, figure it out, and go from there. But it's a fantastic play nonetheless. RSI, it's fair, but it gets overbought a lot. So again, we have plenty of room to run up. You would want to get in down here. Okay, I just found it recently. I didn't call it. Now we're looking pretty good. Stochastic is high, not the greatest, but there's no bearish divergences going on, no bullish. It's okay. This is, a plain good looking move. It doesn't go up any higher. You should expect to pull back eventually. Bears, they're low, but so are bulls. If bulls cross over, we should have a huge run up hopefully. EVR looking forward, a great pickup, but again, it's going to be crucial to you that you wait for support to find itself. You draw your own supports, and that this play makes sense. Otherwise, don't touch it, but this looks pretty good if you were doing due diligence. I like it a lot. Next is IBKR. Once again, as apparently the World Burns and Mara Riot coin are all dropping and PLTR is dropping, my list for tomorrow is taking off. I mean, what else is new? That's what I do. I print. No, that's really annoying when people do that kind of thing. But it's definitely in the middle here. I wouldn't... I think it could be lower. I think this is fine to buy into. But, I mean, what's your... your risk versus reward here is not really logical. So if you want to buy a IBKR, I can see the appeal, but I also think the best move is wait for a pullback. And I think if we look at the indicators real quick, that may be what we're looking at. Yeah, so, it's high, it's high, it's high. So I think right here, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, IBKR moving forward, it needs to be in your guys' watch list. I really think it does. IBKR can definitely pull back to the 200 EMA line, a little bit more, down like 70 and some change, or it can, go down and get a better value. What you're looking for, though, is a 50 EMA line. This is now a very viable play looking at it like this. Once again, if the 50 EMA holds today, so at 4 o'clock, 4:30, whenever the 4-hour candles end, and it changes based on the time or wherever you are. If this does hold here and it ends the day here, now we have a great play because our risk will go off the 50 EMA line. It does dip, 2%. You get out. And then you can buy in lower. If it holds, you ride it up to hopefully, 79 some change and keep it pushing. So IBKR, I like it. I don't love it here. I'm more of a value buying kind of guy. I think buying off the 50 EMA line is very crucial, especially on this time frame. And we always talk about this on this kind of channel. When you're above the 50, the 10, and the 200, you're going to have a much higher chance of printing, right? Look at this. Consistently, every time you're above the 50 and the 200, print. Get above it, print. We're down here again. So again, I like it, but again, have a stop loss. Next is INTC. You're going to make me act up. Oh my God. So INTC is a gorgeous channel up. It's also wedging. It's wedging, but this is still a great channel up. And you may be like, what's the reward though? Well, right now it's looking at maybe like 4 or 5% for a good move. A full move 7. You're probably like, that's stupid. Why do you want to do that? Well, what's the risk I'm taking? Okay, 1.5%. 4-to-1 ratio, right? If you are a beginner and you're always like, how much money can I make? You're stupid. Welcome, newbie. That's the first mistake. You never think about any of these trades and how much money you can make. You always think about risk versus reward. If the risk is low and the reward is high and you've done your due diligence correctly, that's when you pull a trigger. So we can see that this is a great area to buy into. Super strong support. Can it be lower? Sure. Try your own. There's a chance that this may get down to even like, I think logically you could see it maybe down to 62.37. I do. But I want to see this trend line hold. This is the goal. This trendy boy holding, trendies and tendies. If this does hold, keep it going. I'll let the city go higher. This is fantastic. Let's check the indicators. This 200 EMA line is going to be what blesses you, and this is what you're looking for. Now that we're below the 50, what are we going to look for? Value. Where do we find value on this particular ticker? Because it changes. Depends on the ticker. But for this one, the 200 EMA line. Now, could you buy into it and not miss the move? Of course you can. This trend's holding fine. You want to buy here, you're risking an extra 1.3%. That's fine. But this 200 EMA line, that's going to be your buy signal. We can see the RSI is low, stocks low, vortex is low, bulls are low, bears high. 10 out of 10. If you were to get this at a good price and it shoots back up, 10 out of 10. And again, the reward's 7%. That's not a lot, but the risk is 1.5. Use your brain, boys. Let's get this. For all my day ones out there, what's up? I think most of y'all remember LAUR a few weeks ago. I called it twice to success, and then I waited. We're down here again. This is a horizontal play. Now, Now you can definitely find some trend lines like over here, like this looks pretty good like this, and then shut up. All right, this is definitely a more horizontal play. Now there's very low volume down here. That's why it's wicking. I can pull up the volume profile. We can probably see that there's a bunch of low volume. Yeah, see, there's low volume down here, right? Wiki, wiki, wiki. And look at the POC's above us. That's gravitational, pulling us up. And then also what's important is this is like D. Ds are synonymous with consolidation. We're at the bottom of it. Look at this from this point of view. And this is one that some folks don't understand. If you're going to short the stock, would you do it here? Would you do it here? Would you short down here? No, you idiot. Most folks would short it probably near the top of their volume profile line. So if you get up here, yeah, take your profit, but no one down here is going to be shorting it, right? The massive majority of folks are going to be bullish, and that's the case. All this volume up here, this whole push will most likely be what? Bullish. So is that going to be a for sure thing? Hell no, nothing's for sure, but that's what I'm looking at. Great horizontal channel, great volume profile. This is Chef Boyer Swing cooking. Let's check the indicators. Let me pull them up real quick. What's up? How are you? So we can see gorgeous. Gorgeous. It is below both 50 and 200 EMA lines. This is going to be resistances. Look at when it's above both of them, what's it do? Printing. When it's below both of them, what's it doing? Dying. So take that into consideration. Your short term, not long term, short term. Your short term price target needs to be based off the 50 and 200 EMA line. It may get up here and die. That's fine because it may come down again. They both keep dropping, then we can take over them. So if it doesn't break the 50 or the 200, take your profits and go home. LR size low, stock low. Again, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Your boy, this is trendies and tendies right here. Chef Boyer Swing is here. LAUR needs to be on your guys' watch list for sure. Next is MC, just like me, repping on this here beat. So MC is fantastic. This is a new channel that's forming, and this is beautiful. It's still coming down. Now, I never want to catch falling knives, and this is definitely better than a falling knife. And you could probably go into Elliott theory and be like, oh, well, 1 wave, 2 wave, 3 wave, 4, 5, whatever it is. And this is probably looking like that kind of pullback here, which is fine. Trend line looks good. Horizontal movement. This is a beautiful channel up, looking delicious. And this trend line long term is also here. So, I mean, again, wrong button. So, again, if this does hold, I don't think a moonshot is unrealistic. And again, some folks are like, to the moon. If your definition of to the moon has no actual basis in reality, again, you're being stupid. Again, funny. It's always funny. But if you want to make money, stop being an idiot and actually try and make some money for real. Let's print. That's the whole goal. So this is definitely could be a little bit lower as it drops. You know, don't buy a dropping knife here, a falling knife. If we can get in though, right around $52 and some change, a full move, 15%. What are you risking if you get down a little bit lower? 7 to 1. What are you doing, right? Go play with your meme stocks while the real, investors and due diligence people find great tickers, like for real. MC looks great. Let's check the indicators. Once again, I mean, am I getting better at this every day? What's happening? This 200 EMA line is so beautiful. If this does hold for us, that gives us such a great clear area of risk. And again, the whole point of this channel is to teach you how to measure risk versus reward in proper plays. If this is going to be your sell signal, this all dips below here and holds, you get rid of it. We don't hold bags on this channel. If this doesn't hold, get rid of it. And this is a great sign. See this growth after it hit the 200? Long term, if this does check out fundamentally, it could be fantastic. RSI low, stock low, vortex right where you want it. I mean, a 10 out of 10 once again. I mean, y'all, those are fantastic. This is great. MC, watch listed, fantastic. Last and possibly least is MOGO. Now, this is the beauty of the channel. I'm not a fraud. This is a falling knife. I wouldn't touch MOGO. Here's what we're gonna do. MOGO to me has absolutely insane potential. I mean that sincerely. This thing could really do numbers. But if you're a beginner, I wouldn't touch it. I think MOGO, this was a gorgeous trend line. Gorgeous. If it doesn't hold, I would not touch it. Now we can fiddle. We can Charlie Daniels this situation. Sick joke if you got that. Fiddle. You can definitely come down here and say that possibly it's going to hold right here. Now, realistically, I want to see it hold this trend, it's not. If it does wick and come back, different conversation. If this does hold beneath it, I'm not touching it. If it does come down to like $8 and some change, then we can talk. But I'm not going to go into indicators right. Oh, let's check real quick. I don't want to. Yeah, there may be something we see. I may be on a hot streak today. All right, so the 200's breaking. That's going to be once it. Oh, sorry. This is great. So nothing else on it. Where are you going to buy? The 200 EMA line. This is where it's at. This makes MOGO. This makes MOGO extremely viable. I would definitely move this stuff around. I think this trend line is now gone. Who cares? Out the window. I was wrong. Let's keep it moving. Keep it pushing. This is going to be off the 200 EMA line. But it's important to understand. It taps it. How long does it take? A day? Less than a day? Right here. Taps. 3 days? Over here. 6 days. So it's periodically gotten longer. So you may be consolidating down here. But this 200 EMA line. Zoom in again. Chef Boyer swing is cooking. This is low, 10 out of 10. If MOGO can hold, it's going to be fantastic. Low risk, because if it doesn't hold, get rid of it. You know, you choose your stop loss, maybe 4 or 5% if it doesn't hold. But the profit, 20, that's 4 to 1. Oh my God. I'm on my bullshit today, for real. That's fantastic. Those are 7 complete bangers right there. So if you enjoy this kind of content, let me know. Like, subscribe, comment down below. 7 great tickers, again, on a green day. You know, on a Dookie, on an American Idiot, a Green Day, a second great band joke in a row. I'm on fire. No, but if this is interesting to you, if you want to get tickers that aren't hyped up, that are not talked about, if you are sick of trying to buy NIO and PLTR, FSL, why don't you follow somebody who finds the next NIO and the next PLTR? That's what we do here. I find the tickers that they talk about weeks ago, right? A great example is SQ. Go on Twitter. Do it. Go on Twitter, look up $SQ. It's huge right now. Oh, what did I call it? Oh, down here. What did it do? Go up. No. How about that? Riot. Go on my Discord. What did I call it? No. Over here. Where's it? Oh, there. NIO. I can show you the text. Bought it $9. Oh, where'd it go? Oh. I don't ride hype trains. I create them to get on before they even leave the station. Honestly. If you enjoy this kind of content, let me know. Like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, join the Discord if you're so intrigued by it. Otherwise, have a good rest of your Wednesday. I'm just hyped. This was a great episode. This is killer, right? These are fantastic. Have a good rest of your day. We'll catch you guys later. Woo!